University of Miami. Number 3 seed Miami will play number 11 seed Wichita State on Saturday at 12:10 p.m. We are joined now by Miami student athletes Tonye Jekiri, Sheldon McClellan, and Angel Rodriguez. We will open up to questions for the student athletes. Please identify yourself and your media organization. Questions? Start right here.
Paul Sallentrop from the Wichita Eagle. Hey, Angel, I was wondering about your impressions of Fred VanVleet, and kind of specifically, both of you were really good running the pick and roll. Could you just kind of talk us through some of that, please?
I've always been a fan of his game. You know, I've been watching him for a couple of years now. He's had a lot of success with that team, and he's been in a tournament as well. So, you know, like I said, I'm a fan. I respect his game, and he's gonna be a very tough opponent to face.
More questions for the student athletes in the back?
Bill Koch with the Providence Journal. Sheldon, you and Angel being fifth-year seniors, a lot of times you're going to be the older guys in the backcourt matchup. Tomorrow night you're going to be or tomorrow during the day you're going to be playing two guys who are just as old, just as experienced. I wonder how you guys approach that.
No different approach than any other game or any other opponent we're playing. You know, we're going to try to win the game, you know, as best as we can, execute the game plan. And, you know, I mean, a lot of people are, you know, talking about the matchups of Angel and Fred VanVleet and myself and Baker, but it's, you know, it's bigger than that. It's not just about, you know, us against them. It's about us executing the game plan.
More questions? Right here.
Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Sheldon, can you talk about, you've watched Angel play a lot, and I'm sure you've seen VanVleet a lot too. How would you compare the two games, and how would you break down that matchup, those two guards? How are they similar? How are they different?
They're very similar. They love to use the pick and roll, great competitors, been in college for a while, a lot of experience, a lot of wins, love to get into the paint and distribute to others, can be aggressive at times. I mean, I think they do everything alike, honestly. So it'll be a great matchup for both guys, I think. And I have tremendous belief in my point guard. So, I mean, I'll take my point guard.
Questions for the student athletes, right in front.
This is Andy Katz from ESPN. Angel, how have you handled in years past going against a point guard who's going to come right at you? Not going to be passive, is going to be aggressive from the opening tip.
You know, that's what I love. I truly take a lot of pride, you know, on a defensive end, especially when you face a guy whose reputation is very good, who plays at a high level, and who I know is gonna try to come at me, as you said. But you know, at the end of the day, I trust my defensive skills, and I trust the team's defensive skills as well. You know, like Sheldon said, it's really great to compare and to look forward to individual matchups, but at the end of the day, it's really not about just me and him. It's about Miami versus Wichita State.
Questions on the end?
Matt Porter, Palm Beach Post. Being that they were in Dayton, you know, it seems like they've been kind of playing, you know, or at least thinking that they've been disrespected, you know, given that they were the top defensive team in the country and all that. Is there any of that for you guys? And I guess more importantly, do you guys need that to kind of be motivated?
I personally never thought anybody would disrespect them. In fact, I thought a lot of people had them winning the 2 games that they did, just because they're really a really good team, have a lot of experience, they're well coached, and you know they're a tough team. They really like to out-tough everybody that they play, so they're not going to be scared to play Miami. They're not going to be scared to play anybody, but we're not either, so it'll be a great matchup.
Questions in the back?
Bill Koch with the Providence Journal. Tonye, Buffalo pushed you guys yesterday pretty deep into the game. What's it like to have a challenge like that, maybe the first game of the tournament, and how does that get you ready for, you know, what's to come tomorrow and in the future?
I mean, I didn't get to play much, you know, matching up against Buffalo because of the size. You know, they were little, and they had a stretch 4 or 5 guys, and you know, I'm more in the paint, taking care of the paint, not going out there guarding little guys. And I mean, my teammate, they really helped me out, you know. And I think looking at games like the game we're gonna match up against Wichita, that would be a good matchup for me. You know, they have some good big guys, and they play more around the basket. And so, both on my offensive and my defensive game, I think it's gonna be a pretty good game. And we have a great guys who kind of make good passes and cut to the basket, and they spot up for wide open threes. So yeah, it's just gonna help me and the team, you know, to go in and out, you know, during the game, and that we couldn't get during Buffalo. So we're just looking forward to Wichita.
More questions? Blue shirt, me right here.
Austin Saban, Canes Warning. For Angel, you guys are 2.5-point underdogs tomorrow. Is that something that motivates you, or is that something you don't really pay attention to?
That's something that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I think, you know, throughout the year we've been, in a way, disrespected. I feel like to a lot of people we haven't done enough to prove ourselves, but at the end of the day, you know, we don't play to prove other people wrong. We play to prove ourselves right, because we know we belong here. And, you know, this is March. This is March, and you see all the brackets getting busted and everything. So the spread doesn't mean anything. I'm sure if we were favorites, they wouldn't care either. They'll just come out and show what they got to do.
Question right here.
Hi, Christy Chirinos from the Sun Sentinel. Sheldon, I wanted to ask you kind of the question Angel got a few minutes ago. Just, were you a little surprised to see where Wichita State was seated, and just, you know, what you've seen from them, just to kind of see that they haven't been getting the respect from some outside that you guys know they deserve?
Personally, I feel like, I mean, they're a great team. I don't think anyone disrespected them or looked at them as, you know, coming into the game as an underdog. But they're a great team. They're physical, they're tough. Like Angel said, they try to outwork you. And I mean, I'm not surprised about the Arizona game. I'm not surprised that they're here. Like I said, they're a great team. They have experience like we do. So, I mean, they're going to be ready to play, and we're going to be ready to play. So, I mean, it'll be a great game.
Question in front. Andy?
Back to Angel. How do you explain that there's been times this season where you guys have had a great high, a Duke game, and then a low with the lost NC State or Virginia Tech, and then that low with Carolina? How do you explain that you guys have had those dips?
I think, you know, more than anything, all of that is a learning experience, and we play in a tough conference. You know, yes, we lost at NC State, but, you know, a lot of other teams lost at other places that we won. So you can look at it however you want. I just look at it as a learning experience, and everything else really has been a very successful year for us. And at this point of the year, whether we were inconsistent, we were consistent or not, it really doesn't matter. It's March, and it's all about what you do now.
More questions right here.
Rochelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Tonye, you're the only guy left from the Sweet 16 team of 2013. Can you talk about how is the mood, and what do you think about this team right now compared to that team from your freshman year at this same point going into this second game?
I would say this team is small. You know, we've been challenged several times, and but yet we've bounced back to win games. You know, games that we ourselves, you know, we didn't really play good or rebound pretty good, and we bounced back to win. Compared to my freshman year team, we had you know, older guys who were like 6-year seniors, and but this team is small, bond together, and we've all get along on and off the court. So that has really helped us, and looking forward into our Wichita State game. You know, I think we just gonna still pull together as we did against Buffalo, because Buffalo was a pretty good team, and they brought us so many challenges, and yet we were being able to stick together and pull out a win. I think the same thing we're gonna, the same mindset we're gonna take into a Wichita State game, and we're not expecting to blow out them or take a lead and hope that we keep it that way. We just think they're going to make a run, and we're going to make a run. And it's just going to come down to who pulls their team together more and stick to the game plan.
Question right here.
Paul Sondrop, Wichita Eagle. Hey, Sheldon, could you describe Angel's effectiveness running the ball screen, the pick and roll, and how important that is to your offense?
It's very important. We do a lot of ball screen action on this team. Coach L loves that because we have so many great guards that can get into the lane and penetrate. Whether they score it or not, it puts pressure on the defense. And what Angel does is he just keeps his head up all the time, kind of probes off the screen, and that's why you see a lot of lobs in the half-court offense with him and myself and Davon. So when he's coming off that ball screen, I'm ready to catch and shoot or ready to go back door. So it's a great aggressive play for us.
Time for one more question, right in front.
Tonye, I just wanted to get your thoughts on.
Just please identify yourself again.
It's Christy Chirinos from the Sun Sentinel. Tonye, your thoughts yesterday on just what Kamari was able to do and how much you all needed that last night and need another performance like that from him moving forward.
Yeah, he has been a great teammate, and last night he really stepped up. We really needed him, and his athleticism of guarding the stretch 5 and the stretch 4 guys, and he did a really good job. And on the offensive end, we've always needed him, to score a lot. And last night I think he did a pretty good job also of catching the ball and finishing around the basket. And the same thing we're going to need going into Wichita's game because they're a very aggressive team in the paint, and we're going to need a lot of physical presence from him and from myself and the other 2 guys we got, Yvonne and Booker, and we just got to try to outwork them and rebound as best as we could. We've not been doing a pretty good job of rebounding, but tomorrow game I think we're going to need that physical presence of his and of the entire team also.
Okay, thank you.